Okay, go.
After you get done with the flat of the elbow, okay, then I'm going to end up back here at the wrist, and then I'm going to take her arm into this, what I call a vertically abducted position. I'm away from midline and I'm above the head, essentially. Okay, so now I have access to this area down here where Terry's and the lat live, that I can work down here a little bit easier, and it opens to see what kind of range of motion we have. So go ahead with K.
Apply pulling on lateral inferior angle of scapula and finger friction to axillary crease 2 to 3 times.
So lateral inferior angle, and we're just pulling. Finger friction, so it's, you could think of it as a short effleurage with fingers from the inferior lateral to lateral posterior. Okay.
Apply friction and petrissage on top of the scapula.
So now we're standing facing just on top of the scapula. You can get a different angle of how these muscles lay when they're in this position. So they'll actually create a line going this way that you can kind of knead around. And you can feel that when they're in that position, you'll be able to feel that. And pull up. Okay.
Now you can place the arm back in the abducted position. Muscle strip upper trapezius from occiput to scapula using thumbs. Include levator scapula.
So I'm muscle stripping from the occiput to the acromion. You can do this with one thumb, or maybe one thumb and some fingers. If you can access it, maybe 2 thumbs, but sometimes this puts the superior arm in a kind of a difficult position. So I like to create some traction here. Just use the thumb along that trapezius. How's that pressure?
Good.
Okay.
Apply thumb over thumb effleurage to rhomboids.
So now I'm right in line with these rhomboids here. So we're just going to stay here and work from spine to the medial border of that scapula, applying thumb over thumb friction and muscle stripping to those rhomboids, really getting in there. Go ahead.
Apply friction to left side of back as necessary using fingertips.
So now I've already assessed the whole back. I know that there's some areas down here that need a little bit of some attention. So I come down here and get some deeper work up along the spine. And then I know up here there's some stuff that I'd like to work on, so I might come up here and work a little bit as well.
So are you just making like a general sweep and then you can go back and pinpoint things?
Yep, everything before this point was a general sweep, but a pretty thorough one, kind of getting the lay of the land, so to speak. And if this massage were to end at that point and you wouldn't do anything definitive or anything detailed, I would think that that'd be a pretty decent massage.
Okay.
And then you use this time to kind of get a sort of pinpoint with what you need to do. Maybe you find some areas that really need some cross fiber friction or some vibrating or tapotement or something to that effect. Okay?
Apply forearm and elbow, being cautious, to neck trapezius to lumbar of left side of back.
So from the trapezius to the lumbar, you're going to go superior forearm and elbow. Does it say 2 to 3 times?
No, it does not.
No, it does not. Okay. As a transition to come back down to the lumbar. You could do that 2 or 3 times. It actually feels pretty darn good, and it brings this trapezius up. So instead of it laying like it is now, it starts to bring it up, which sometimes elongates it and then relaxes it because those tendon organs get to fire it in a different way. And then again, it's a good transition to get back down here.
Be creative in effleurage, transitioning to the right side of the back.
So I've got the left side done now. So after that forearm sweep, I can kind of blend my way in, and I already know that I'm going to repeat this A through Q on the other side. So I'm right down here ready to do my massage down here. What's the running time on that?
Doesn't have one.
Touch the screen. Doesn't tell you? Okay. And then you would repeat. I'll do it abbreviated version just so she doesn't feel lopsided. Can you read that again though? Because
Petrissage kneading to all of the right side
Yep.
from lumbar to upper trap.
2 to 3 times?
2 to 3 times.
Okay.
Kneading, squeezing, and picking up.
6 minutes.
Thanks.
Circle the scapula with fingers and thumbs 2 to 3 times.
Okay.
Petrissage back down to the iliac crest area. Apply hand over hand pull-ups beginning at the iliac crest, rounding the scapula to opposite side of table. Standing at the right side of the body, begin massage to the right side of the back. Applying deeper petrissage to the right side of the back with varying pressure and tempo. Turn to face feet, apply thumb over thumb to lumbar area, including quad, quadratus lumborum, upper gluteals, and sacrum.
Okay.
Face the head, apply hand over hand effleurage to the left side of the back. Focus at erector spinae group. Apply flat elbow of inferior arm, elbow pointed medially to erector spinae group from iliac crest to the upper 2 to 3 times. Take arm to vertically abducted position and move to the head of the table. Apply pulling on lateral inferior angle of scapula and finger friction to axillary crease 2 to 3 times. Apply friction and petrissage on top of the scapula, infraspinatus and supraspinatus.
Pressure.
Place arm back to adducted position. Muscle strip upper trapezius from occiput to scapula using thumbs. Include levator scapulae. thumb over thumb effleurage to rhomboids. And then apply friction to the right side of back as necessary using fingertips.
So the thing to remember during all of this stuff is that it's very simple things. I mean, you've learned all the techniques to do this. It's very simple. None of it's very difficult. You definitely don't need a doctorate. The main thing is to tie everything up with your transitions. It's like a PowerPoint that just goes from one slide to one slide. It doesn't have any cool things. It might be arbitrary to have the slide fade in and fade out or whatever, or bounce away, but all that stuff matters to the eye and to the body. So how you get from point A to point B is almost more, but it's just as important, I would say, as what you do when you get there and what you've just done. Okay.
Lastly, apply forearm and elbow, being cautious to the neck trapezius to lumbar of the right side of the back.
Okay.
Completion. Standing at the head of the table, facing the feet, use long effleurage strokes from trap to the sacrum along the spine. Move laterally at the SI joint and sweep up the lateral side of the body to the axillary crease. Redrape the back and complete with soft open hands at shoulders or sacrum and upper back.
And then we'll move on. How'd that feel?
Good.
Good.